Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Look, if you or a loved one are trying to navigate the complexities of VA disability benefits, I know firsthand it can feel a lot like trying to put together a giant puzzle in the dark. Well, today, we're turning the lights on. We are going to focus on one absolutely crucial, highly powerful tool, mastering VA Form 212680. This is literally your key to unlocking vital special monthly compensation, and we're going to walk through exactly how it all works.
Over 11 grand. $11,271.67 to be exact. I mean, wow, right? That is the 2026 maximum monthly payout for a single veteran receiving special monthly compensation at the R2 or T level, which includes that latest 2.8% cost of living adjustment. I really wanted to start right here because we have to emphasize the massive financial stakes involved. We're not just talking about a minor bump in standard disability pay. Mastering this specific form, it's a real game changer that can completely alter the trajectory of a veteran's financial security and quality of care.
So the big question we need to ask is this: are you missing out on this vital compensation? Right now, there are around 156,000 veterans and survivors receiving these elevated benefits. But here's the kicker: thousands more are eligible and simply don't know it. Dealing with severe, service-connected disabilities takes an enormous emotional, physical, and financial toll on you and your family. If you or your caregiver need daily help, or if your conditions literally keep you confined to your home, you have earned this compensation.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. Number 1. Unlocking hidden VA benefits. 2. Decoding VA Form 212680. 3. Aid and attendance versus Housebound. 4. Securing crucial medical evidence. And 5. A step-by-step filing guide.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, Unlocking Hidden VA Benefits.
So we all know standard VA disability compensation is based on the severity of your individual disabilities. But for some veterans, that simply isn't enough to cover the massive extra care they need. That's where special monthly compensation, or SMC, comes into play. Thanks to that 2.8% COLA increase for 2026, a single veteran with no dependents could secure these exact, powerful numbers. SMC-S, which is the housebound level, pays out $4,408.53 a month. And for those who need the highest level of skilled medical care or traumatic brain injury support, the SMC R-2 or T levels reach that $11,271.67 mark we talked about earlier.
Moving right along to Section 2, Decoding VA Form 21-2680.
You can't just pick up the phone, call the VA, and ask for these benefits. You need VA Form 212680, which is the examination for housebound status or permanent need for regular aid and attendance. Now, I really want you to focus on that word examination. This isn't just your standard administrative claim form where you lazily check a few boxes. No way. It's a critical medical examination document. It operates under incredibly strict federal regulations and requires a comprehensive independent medical assessment of your daily functional limitations.
Okay, Section 3, Aid and Attendance versus Housebound. Let's look at how these two paths directly compare. Aid and attendance means you require regular personal help from another human being just to safely get through the day. Housebound status, surprisingly enough, doesn't actually mean you're literally locked inside your house or completely bedridden. It just means a permanent disability substantially confines you, making leaving the house rare and pretty limited.
Let's dig a little deeper into the aid and attendance side. The VA is really looking closely at your need for help with activities of daily living, or what they call ADLs. This includes things like bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, adjusting prosthetics, and protecting yourself from hazards. Think about a Vietnam veteran with severe service-connected PTSD and diabetes. If his memory issues from PTSD mean a caregiver literally has to remind him to take medication, and his diabetic neuropathy means he needs physical help to bathe safely without falling, those specific limitations, properly documented, are exactly what qualify him for aid and attendance. Now, for housebound status, there is this fascinating shortcut called the statutory housebound rule. In the community, it's often known as the 100+60 rule. To qualify under this specific rule, you must have one single service-connected disability rated at a flat 100%, plus an entirely separate disability rated at 60% or more. The absolute most crucial point here is that they must be completely separate medical issues. If you meet that mathematical threshold, the VA just assumes you qualify for housebound status, even if you aren't physically stuck inside your home all day long.
Which brings us to Section 4, Securing Crucial Medical Evidence.
Here's the deal.
The VA doesn't let just anyone fill out this medical assessment. It has to be an authorized medical provider. We're talking a medical doctor, a doctor of osteopathic medicine, a physician assistant, or an advanced practice registered nurse. And honestly, they really need to have experience with disability evaluations. A quick 5-minute consultation just won't cut it here. They need to sit down, do a complete review of your medical records, and perform a thorough physical and cognitive examination.
I want you to listen to this directive straight from the VA's own internal rulebook for doctors. Quote, "The report should reflect how well he/she ambulates, where he/she goes, and what he/she is able to do during a typical day." Guys, the VA is practically handing us the grading rubric right here. They aren't looking for vague, unhelpful statements like, "the veteran has a hard time." No, they want highly specific, objective examples of your functional limitations. Does the veteran need grab bars in the shower? Do they physically need help buttoning their shirt? Getting this level of detail down on paper is exactly what wins claims.
And finally, Section 5, Step-by-Step Filing Guide. Let's turn all this knowledge into an action plan. Here is your highly structured filing playbook. Step 1, you, the veteran, or your representative complete Part 1 of the form. Step 2, your authorized medical provider completes Part 2. And please, make absolutely sure they clearly connect your need for assistance back to your service-connected conditions. Finally, Step 3. Unlike a lot of newer forms, you cannot complete Form 21-2680 entirely through a web portal. You actually have to upload the fully completed signed PDF directly to your claim on va.gov, submit it via a secure messaging platform, or just send it in by traditional mail.
Now let's talk timeline. I want to keep you totally grounded in reality here. This whole process takes patience. Typically, you're going to see about 30 to 60 days for the VA's initial review just to ensure the form is complete. Then comes the longest phase, 90 to 180 days for the medical evidence review. Listen, this is exactly where incomplete medical assessments cause major delays. Finally, expect another 30 to 45 days for decision and notification. So realistically, you are looking at several months from start to finish.
Well, we have covered a tremendous amount of ground today. The strategy is clear, the requirements are laid out, and the paperwork is sitting there waiting. So my final question to you is this: will you take the first step to claim the compensation you've earned? Thank you so much for learning with us today on this explainer. Go gather your evidence, talk to your doctor, and go get the benefits you absolutely deserve.